probably should have turned this before I started this morning. I was filming and doing a time lapse, and I turned my device up here, so excuse the wigglies this right now. I'm just gonna set you guys up and make sure you are here. I'm drawing David Attenborough this morning. And I hope that you guys are here drawing with me as well. So this is the image that I have. I just got it off the internet. I was going to draw an older one, but this is how I remember him growing up. So that's what I thought would be a great one to do a little bit younger. He is 98 years old. David Attenborough, which I think is incredible. And he really has been a voice for our world and wanting to make it better and trying to show people that we need to take care of our world. So, like the earth. All right, I've just pulled you guys up. Good morning, Maria. Hello, Meryl. Hi, Janan. Okay, I'm going to stick my piece of paper down because that worked for yesterday. I did a portrait of David Hockney. Today I'm using leftover acrylic paint, so you can see me working with acrylics today. I have to put this in a... And that didn't sound right, did it? It crunched a little bit. I have to put this with a cardboard backing and in a plastic film. Somebody asked if not that piece in particular, but another piece that I had was for sale. I do sell my morning pieces, and so if you are interested, you can purchase them. Who are you all drawing today? And I'm gonna fix my I'm gonna fix my camera because it's a little bit skew-iffy and I can't. I think is it this way that I have to fix it? There we go. Yeah. Susan says, good morning, here for a few minutes before off to jury duty. Love, David Attenborough. Yes, you did say that you were going off to jury duty, and I did tell you that, yeah, my husband, oh, now I think it's off again. My husband was on jury duty for 9 weeks, which is something that you cannot do or have jury duty for, right, Susan? That would not be good. I guess it always depends on the case, really. So, and now I'm a little bit off as well. Hello, Nick. How are you? I think also David Attenborough really helped the whole travel, the travel and tourism, world tourism, because he was constantly traveling and showing us these amazing places. I think that really helped with tourism. And it wouldn't just be one continent. It was, Africa. He would go to Australia, America, South America a lot. Wherever he could show the ecosystem. And he's got a huge beetle on his shoulder, so that's why I like this one. And the light is really nice as well. All right, I'm gonna get started. So I have leftover paint from yesterday. I painted a painting. And I've got leftover paints. As you can see, there's lots of greens. I do have other colors as well here. I have water, 2 waters. and a bunch of paintbrushes. So I'm just gonna get started. I need to move a few little things off to the side. Yeah, did you guys grow up with David Attenborough on your TVs? Nick says, good, I just got home from a gig, so up late. Ooh, was it a friend's gig or was it someone famous? Or to me a gig sounds like it's someone you know. They gave me, and Susan says, they gave me no notice, so I didn't know it would conflict with the portrait class. That's okay, Susan. You'll just have to catch up. No worries. No worries. All right. We're getting started. I'm going to just block in like just the bulk areas of color and then get started. Very similar to how I worked yesterday, and then get started with any like smaller details. And you can see that this is pretty much a square, so I want to make sure I get his face in. So I'm going to go from the bottom here. I can always put a pattern above his face. A little bit more opaque, a little bit more sticky, because I haven't added any water yet. Nick, oh, Maria says, I never heard of him until I met Bill. He and the kids watch him all the time. Aw. He was such a figure, like he was on TV every week. Nick says, yes, I remember him on documentaries. No, a new to me band my partner introduced me to, band from the US. Ah, interesting. Maybe some of our friends know the band. And Susan says, I watched David Attenborough docs on repeat during the pandemic. He was such a calming influence. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, everybody. Julie says, yeah, he has a great voice, doesn't he? And he's 98 years old. It is incredible. Okay, the bug is going to go there. I'm going to block in his face as well. I think I think I cropped this a little bit to be almost like so. So the bug has to come in slightly when I paint him. Julie, did you guys have David Attenborough on TV as well in France? Okay, I do need a lot more white over here. And Julie says no. Good. And Nick says, band was Bonnie Light Horsemen. They were great. Anybody know the Bonnie Light Horsemen? so I'm not doing a scraping, which I could have done, I guess, but I'm just going to get some shapes on here. Just block him in, try and get his face on. And I will adjust colors. I'm just using what I've got on my palette for now, just to get my values in and block these in. I mean, I could just use these colors, but no, I won't. I will, because this will dry very quickly, I can just come back in over the top. Okay, so I can see that I need to bring his chin much further down, right down to here. So I'm going to get some lighter colors over the top here. It's going to be quite impasto-ish. Good morning, C. And Wendy Whitley says, David Attenborough is the best. He brings the same calming presence as Mr. Rogers. Yeah, we didn't have Mr. Rogers in England, but I know in Canada you guys did. Well, not that I know. Did we have no, I don't think we had Mr. Rogers in England. But yes, he was extremely calming. Extremely. Who is everybody else painting? Because if you're just joining and this is your first time here, welcome. We are working on people who have made a difference. It's called March Make a Difference. And so every morning we pick somebody, and this is usually, well, the first few years we picked together the same person. We had a list, but as we have become more comfortable with working on subject matter, we you know, we choose our own people because it's very personal. So that's what we have done this year, and I can see I definitely need to work on colors. I'm using a palette that I was using yesterday of acrylics, and it's gotten a bit sticky. I can add a little bit of water, but I just want to get the shape of his face in, and then I will adjust. And I can really adjust because I'm using acrylics, so it's going to help me a lot. It's kind of fun to be really loose with it as well. Like, these are all very muddy colors, so you know I'll be going in with some brights soon as well. And I want to put that bug on him, so I've got to leave some time to do that. C is painting Andrew Wyeth, incredible artist, painter. Maria is drawing Emma Gonzalez, Parkland survivor and American activist and advocate for gun control. Awesome. And Nick says, I just found a quote from Maya Angelou life's a bitch. You gotta go out and kick ass. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Are you doing quotes, Nick, or are you doing also figures this month? What are you doing? I don't think we've seen or heard what you're up to. Nick's in Australia, so Wendy, you're joining. Where are you joining from as well? Let us know in the chat. All right, I'm going to do the background now, just to block in the side of his head and get that in. May have to bring his shoulder up, we'll see. Nick says, I will do some portraits and quotes like we did a few years ago. I found that sketchbook and it has pages left. Oh, great. Yeah, I found that sketchbook the other day as well. I should have kept it out. Yeah, that was great. I think I should probably go through my studio. I have sketchbooks everywhere and they're not really any order. I think ordering them in year would be really great, and then also labeling the spine. I started labeling the spine of some and then I got out the habit, but I think that would be a really good idea. Does anybody else have a good system for, because I know quite a few of you have been around for the past 5 years, so do you have a system for labeling your sketchbooks or organizing your art materials? It would be interesting to hear how you go about it. Or are you as haphazard as I am and just put it in the cupboard and don't think about it? Okay, I think I've made his ear a little bit too big, so that's going to come down, and then his hair going to come up and around. It can also come out a little bit more. Okay, Julie says, I started labeling the spines until I didn't. Sounds like me. And if you're here and you're new, in my YouTube, I do have a lot of sketchbook. I have a lot of sketchbook flip throughs, so you can see what kind of stuff we've done in the mornings. A lot of my sketchbooks are filled with morning prompts that we've done over the years. And it's really interesting to see the kind of diverse subject matter that we've attacked. we've done a month of recipes, and we've been around the world in different countries. We've highlighted artists from different countries. We have done months of animals, months of flowers, months of celebrating local businesses, foods, different colors, months. Yeah, I think we've done a lot. C says, I'm trying to write dates, but I forget it all the time. Yeah, and I even bought one of those punches, you know, like the date punches. Here, this one. Okay, and I'll tell you my last date I punched, because I draw every day, but I don't punch every day. The last day that I punched was, oh my gosh, November the 9th, 2024. Isn't that awful? Like, I buy these things to help me be more efficient in my, stamping of dates, and I don't. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Yeah, it just, it just happens. All right, I am gonna start trying to capture his face. And just putting in the darks right now. We have a portrait class today at 1. It is oil pastels. I believe today is oil pastels. And they can be any brand oil pastels. You don't have to have any fancy ones. In fact, I like my cheaper oil pastels. I'm not saying the Sennelier are bad or anything like that, but I like that the other ones are not as they're not as goopy, so they're not as soft, so probably I can get more detail with them. Okay, I'm going to change the color of this to be a little bit more on the warm side. And I'll probably go over these little bits anyway. I'm going to have to change a lot of things, like the shirt, how it comes over, and the ear has to come down a little bit more. And this is, like I said, a super goopy brush, so I may not even get too much detail with this. I just want to just map in his face, just using the very, very dark contrasting lines that I see, trying to get a little bit of likeness. Okay, so I can see if his nose is here. Change that slightly. If his nose is here, his ear is actually not bad, so I'm going to leave that. I think his nose, this needs to come up a little bit more. This distance. Okay. Um, David Boulder podcast. Hello, how are you? What do you think of ink painting? Just started and it seems to only really work with dramatic shadows. No, you can control ink as well, but you just you have to dilute it a little bit. That's the only thing. Let's see. I just did we had a class where we did ink the other day. Let's see if I can find it. May not be that easy to find. Or find the one that I wanted to show. Oh, here we go. So this is done with ink. So you can control it. You just have to dilute it. So they're like, yeah, it doesn't have to be super dramatic. Like before I put the drama on, which was the darkest value, it was very light and airy. Like, so yeah, it depends what kind of ink you're using. Texture is key with ink, Julie says. And ink is that's not easy. You've done watercolors before, obviously, David? Because David, at least watercolors you can, you know, there's a point where you can still go back and lift and erase, so like if you're just starting, that's not an easy one to start with. I don't think it sounds like you have tried other things though. All right, I'm gonna go in with some color just to lighten certain areas up a little. Lighten, just block in, give him a little bit more color in some areas. Because he is a very colorful person, so should definitely give him some color. Bonjour Hippo, comment ça va? Nice of you to join this morning. Are you ready for portraits today? Okay, and I'm gonna get this bug on here at the same time because, you know, if I don't start painting the bug, then I will not have the bug in the end, and I want him to have a bug on his shoulder. If you're just joining, I'm using acrylics today, and I am using leftover paint from a painting that I did yesterday. So I'm not picking up any extra paint. This is what I'm using, and I can see that I have to widen this side of his face a little. So a little on the narrow side. Yes, she's ready. Hippo says, and the sun is shining here. Oh, the sun is shining in England too. I saw a whole week of sunshine. Fantastic. Hey, Amy, how are you? Nice of you to join. Can I just say, Amy is fantastic. She doesn't always come to the these live ones, but she always comments when she watches the replays. And I think it's really nice when you are watching somebody's video that you comment, and because it's nice to know that you were there and you actually saw it. So if you watch other people's YouTube videos, and I know that you guys do, make sure you comment when you're watching them, because even though you're not live, it's still nice to have that after the fact. You know, we get notifications that you commented. It's really nice. So do please comment on people's videos. We are drawing people who are making a difference, or who have made differences in our lives. This is David Attenborough, a huge advocate for our earth, and that we do better with our earth and the respect we have for it. I think maybe this eye is too close. I'm gonna change this a little. It's super textured, this portrait. I need some other colors mixed. Hippo says, I agree. When someone comments on our videos, it makes our day. It does. And Hippo, I haven't been over to your... Okay, is there like a translation tool? Because I know that all your... Even on Substack, is there a translation tool for your posts, Hippo? Hippo is French, and she writes in French, obviously. So I just want to know, because I can listen to your videos, but I don't think I catch everything, so it would be nice to know exactly what you're saying. And Carolyn says, that's a good idea. I never thought of it that way. With regards to the videos, yeah, like, you know, I know that you guys are here right now, but I don't know if you watch another video, or, you know, you've seen videos that I see people viewing my videos, but I don't see who has viewed them. You know what I mean? I don't know who's been there. I mean, also, you know, you may not want to write anything, and that's absolutely fine. But if something resonated with you, or if you have a question as you are watching, it's always nice to comment. Oh good, we've got 20 minutes left because I've got a lot to do on this one. A lot. I may not have cleaned my brush once in the water. Is it still clean? Yeah. This is... Oh no, I did clean it a little bit. I think when I was doing the background. I'm a messy painter, but with acrylics you can, like, if you don't have too much on your paintbrush and you're moving from like light to dark, it's usually when I go back to the light, then I'll wash it off. But a lot of times I can see that I'm not cleaning my brush because I'm just using the paint that I have in my palette. Yes, I'm a bit of a messy painter. I want it to look like him, so I really need to get like little things. Like right now, I think he's looking quite young, so I need to, and also his forehead's too high. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I need to correct to make it into David. But that is the nice thing about acrylic, is there's a lot of push and pull, so you're not stuck with okay, now I'm cleaning my brush. Linda's Artist of Oddities says, good morning. I use subtitles in English and it translates well. Oh, good. And Hippo says, in YouTube you can have English subtitles by clicking on the gear at the bottom of the video, select subtitles, and then you can choose a language. Thank you. And in Substack posts, if you read them on a computer, your internet browser provides a translation tool. Oh, great. Fantastic. Thank you. That's good. Good to know. Good to know, good to know. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of this warmth on. Oops, I picked up some other color there. And again. Not the color that I wanted. Okay, so this has to be corrected around here, and I'm gonna get his hairline lower. And that'll change also the way his face is. Good morning, Lou. Wow, you're up early, Lou. Well done. Or sorry that you can't sleep, maybe. And Olinda says, Salut, Hippo. And Hippo says hello as well. We're drawing, or I'm drawing David Attenborough. And trying to get his likeness here. He always had this hair that kind of swept across. You need to I'm going to take off this top little bit as well. I should give my palette a little bit of a spray. All right, I can see his mouth needs correcting. I'm just going to spray my palettes. This is leftover paint from a picture that I was doing yesterday. All right, so I'm going to now get a lot more light on this side so that I can work on on getting my light and shadows in. So I'm mixing up a very, almost like a lightish bluey green, yellow tone, which I think it should be a little bit lighter, but that's okay. And I know it's super lit on this side. So I want that to be dramatic. And take a bit of skin tone and just brush it into the hairline just to soften it. And then this side is a different shape, so I need to capture that. A little bit more light on just here the cheek. My brush full of chunky paint. That's why I love these mornings, because I can play around with whatever I want to play around with. And, you know, it's not me necessarily having to use a material, but really just enjoying the play and freedom of using whatever I want to. So I hope you are also playing. Okay, this little bug, I just want to get some light on here on the top. Okay, this ear needs to come down. That was way too high. And I feel like, no, this one's okay. Just move it a little bit down. And I need this pink on this side here. And then a bluey tone, almost like a purple, I need to mix. For underneath his eyes. And also here on his eyebrow. So this seems to be like consistent when I'm doing a portrait like this, is that I will block it in and then lose him and then hopefully try and find him again. And yeah, it's okay because it's again, that's the whole playfulness of making a portrait and trying to find them. Pulling out that character. Some of the colors that I had previously, like those darks, they're a little bit too dark in some areas. And I have to also look at his mouth, and I do need to pull a little bit more dark into that side of the mouth. When you mix up a color, you can use it in and around the portrait. So even if you're mixing up a color, like say, for example, here on the lip, I was mixing up a darker color. There's other areas that if you look at the portrait, it has that same color. So don't just stop and use it in that area. I have to fix his eyes. Ooh, I've made him look very old now. I don't like that bright red. I mean, I like it, but I don't want it. It looks like he's got slashed on the side of his neck. I'm going to take a smaller brush in a minute. And if you can hang around for a little bit longer than the hour mark, then I will be hanging around until I am happy with him. So all right, I'm gonna fix his eyes and his face and his everything. Let's mix up a much darker eye color. So I don't have black. I'm just using the primaries. So a lot of my very dark colors are either a dark brown or a dark purple or a dark blue, but they usually go more towards the purple. So a lot of times it's the colors that you put next to them which will give them more of a contrast. Okay, I'm going to take a smaller brush for a better point. Oh, this one. This one's tiny, but it'll be better for any facial features that I want to get more detail. I need to correct his eyes. So his ear should really, like if this is his eye over here, his ear is going to come, there's a little bit of, it's going to come right over here. So it needs to be even further out. If you're here and you haven't said hello in the chat, please say hi. I'd love to know who is here and who is joining us. And if you are here and you're painting, let me know how yours is going. Okay, let's bring this down slightly. It's going to come around and out, and I have to correct that. Hey, Leslie. Oh, and Leslie says, hit the thumbs up button for Shar. Thanks, Leslie. And hey, Reb, how are you? The lighting is beautiful, Shar. Oh, thanks. I kind of lost him for a long while, so I'm just bringing him back. So I'm going to be here for another probably 10-15 minutes if you're just joining. Leslie's in Nova Scotia on Millie's time. And hi Rekka, or Rekka. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Julie was painting Salman Rushdie's eye and messed up, she said, but that's I messed up, but which is appropriate, she says. She guesses. Nick says, nice to join you. I gotta go to bed. Go to bed. Hi Elvira. She's just watching. And Linda says, hello. Hello, Reb. I'm sure a lot of you are missing Melissa. She should be back, is it this Sunday or this weekend? So I know that she has pre-recorded her art hang parties. If you still want to do that this week, they are there for you to work on. And yeah, she'll be back with lots of stories from Japan, which will be fun to listen to. Okay, let's darken this side. I want his eye to be a little bit darker over here. Okay, I think I've got this side a little bit too far over, but I'm gonna I'll check that. May have to correct a few things. Tony says, I enjoy your videos even though I do not contribute to the chat. Well, thank you for contributing today. I appreciate that. It's nice to know that there are people here who are either just watching or participating. And thank you for commenting. Okay, this needs to be a little bit darker, so there's a few more grayish colors up here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I'm going to capture this side of his face a little bit more here. I lost his nose. See that underneath here? And then also need to pull some dark into his mouth on this side. And sometimes it's easier like just to do a bigger fat line and then come in with a light over acrylics. Like, I don't know if you guys do that, but for me it's sometimes easier to do that rather than to get like a really thin line of dark. Like even if you put a bigger fatter line, you can come in with another color over the top, like so, right? So I can correct my mistake with another color, which I like. I love. That's the great thing also about using acrylics. I don't have that little shine in his eye, which I need to get. Doesn't have too much of one on the other side. Oh, and that can be so much brighter here. Let's get that brighter, this little area. Pull in some light right there. And then on the side of his nose as well. The only thing that side of the nose is going to make, oops, that was way too much paint, is going to help it be brighter is if I put a contrasting color next to it. It's the only way that will become super bright. And I don't really have the color that I want. There's a lot of blue on my palette, which is mudding a lot of my colors, so I should have really kept them separate. Need some orange and some lighter tones down here. My stomach is grumbling again. It's that time. See, I'm usually done by now, but yeah. Hi Lisa. Lisa says, just watching here. This week is AHP is collage. Oh, Art Hang Party is collage. Thank you. C says, he is wonderful, Shah. Hippo says, I don't have skin colors for tonight's class. I think it's okay. Yes, absolutely, it's fine. You know, I'm going to be using a lot of crazy wild colors, Hippo, today. Rekka says, I just recently found you also have you also have a YouTube channel? Cool. Make sure you put it in the chat, Rekka, or are you Rekka Salin? And Rekka, let us know what you do on YouTube. Is it an art channel? Yeah, let us know. Okay, if I squint my eyes, there is a little bit more. I'm going to correct all these shapes as well because they're not quite right. There is a little bit of light on this side. If I can put a little bit on just to brighten. Yeah, you do not need skin tones in your, you just need values, Hippo. So you need light, medium, and dark. So if you separate all your colors, this is something that you can do before class. Separate all your colors into light, medium, and darks. And that's going to help you a lot today with our lesson. So, yeah. I don't want to forget about his ear over here. God, his face is like, I don't, like, I could keep going. There's a lot of David Attenborough. There's a lot of life that he has in his face that I don't really want to just give up on at this point, because I feel like we owe it to him to create a half decent image of him. So please don't feel bad about going if you have to go. Oh, and paid subscribers, whether you're Patreon or Substack, we're going to have a couple of really fun meets this week, or this weekend, coming into this weekend. And they will be from my photos that I have from Oaxaca and San Miguel de Allende. So make sure you check your email later, because I'll be posting those, which you should sign up for. And if you haven't signed up for Sam Dion Baker and my drawing session, which is going to happen next Tuesday, please do. That's through Luma. And that also is for everybody, but you do have to be a Substack subscriber. So just a subscriber of my newsletter. And you can do that through the descriptions here in YouTube. I've got a link to that, so just become a subscriber, and if you want to do more and do drawing sessions with us, then click the paid option. Okay, he is slowly coming together. I was getting a little bit worried there that he wasn't gonna join us. I think his nose can come down a little bit, maybe. I need to correct this over here. And then correct his shirt up here. Oh, and I didn't do the bug. I need to do the bug. All right. Things like the light, which is just, that's not light enough. There's a lot of things that I need to correct on this. I think time should stop when you're doing something like this. Don't you think? It should give you a little bit of a break. Like, hey, you need time to finish the portrait. I'm just going to pause for a little bit, and you can have all the time in the world to finish the portrait that you're doing. I think that would be a great invention. Pausing time. Anyone with me? um, yes, Hippo, do that before class. Lou says, I'll miss it. It's my nephew's wedding this weekend. I'll be sure to watch the replay. Oh, congratulations to your nephew. Love the Mexico paintings. Thank you. Rekha says, I have only used YouTube for following other accounts. Okay. And Reb says, oh, finally I posted about my 100-day project. Yay. Fantastic, Reb. I'm going to have a look. Is that on Instagram? Reb? Made by Reb. Go and check Made by Reb out because she just posted. And I know that she's doing 100 days of cabinet curiosities. Is that right? 100 days of cabinet curiosities. I think that's right. I want it to be like pink. There's like something up with his eye. I think I don't have enough light over here. And that little shadow is the wrong direction. That better? A little better? Small little corrections. That's just helping him shape his face. It's a little bit dark here, I think. This, oh, I made it even darker. Constantly checking like values and what they are and if I need to change something. Like you don't want a big blob of one tone anywhere. Well, I mean, sometimes it works, like yesterday, putting all those little colorful bits, but I'll show you, I'll do that again with him. Okay, his nose needs to be corrected. Change this underneath here. That's okay, and maybe just pull this tone up. I think I made his nose a little bit too wide. There's a lot of paint on here, everybody. I don't know if you can really see it with, but there's a lot. Linda says, I just watched your video this morning, Reb. Oh, on YouTube, Reb. Okay, go to Made by Reb on YouTube so you can have a look at her 100-day project. And Hippo said, what subject did you choose for your 100-day project, Olinda? Rekka said, are you doing a 100-day project, Olinda? And Rekka says, I'm doing a 365 days of my day in a daily comic. Oh, cool. I'm starting an illustrated children's book about my daughter playing hockey. Nice. Love all these subject matters for the 100-day project. All right, I think I'm close to not being done, but being done, because I should really take my little pups for a walk. And it's also getting a little bit late. Look at it, it's 20 past. It's 20 past 8 already. I've been painting for a while. It needs to be. And just quickly get the bug on his shoulder. I feel bad that I haven't done it. Need a thin brush for, do I have a line brush? I don't have a line brush right here, but I do have a thinner brush that I can get his legs on. Lots of shadows on those too. Too much water. Guess I could have done this with pencil or Neocolor. And also think his shirt should have much lighter of a blue up here. And I can see other areas that I need to correct as well. All right, everyone. David is as David as he is gonna get today. Thank you all for watching, and I will come and see your video, Reb, and Hippo. I will try and listen also to your Substack and your YouTube. Well, the YouTube I can probably listen to and maybe do some translation as well. Oh, and I don't like that color for his earlobe. There's something not right about it, and I think it's his nose. I think I've got this angle a little wrong. Can I bring that down a little bit? That means his lips should have been down more as well. Oh, the corrections, the corrections. It's endless. No. See, this is where I start making big mistakes. I need a very dark. Okay, well, I think the nose is better now. Just being a little bit more along. Oh, I know what I can do. It's this little area here, then I can just pull it up. All right, I'm gonna stop. I really am. I'm gonna stop. Ah, I keep seeing things. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't put a time restraint on your image that you're drawing, and you just keep going and keep going and keep going. Okay, I really am stopping now. You keep seeing corrections, but I think he looks great. Okay, well, I'll stop now. Okay, thank you everybody for joining. I will be back tomorrow for another YouTube, and then if you want to join us on live Zoom, that's on Fridays and Mondays at the same time, and we basically just hang out, do our projects, our work, and yeah, so if you're interested in hanging out with us, become a paying subscriber of Substack, and or Patreons are gonna be moving over to Substack soon, so Substack is the place to be a paying member for sure. Take care, everybody. Yes, see you tonight. Hippo comes to my portrait drawing classes, and we're doing that's at 1 p.m. Eastern time, or at 7 p.m. European time. Yeah, I will see you then. Bye, everyone. Bye.